Greetings. This is Brother Eric, co-organizer with the Chicago Transit Justice Coalition and a local 308 member with a message for my brothers and sisters, co-workers who are in ATU Local 241. In the February Local 241 newsletter, two notices were posted for officer/steward interim elections. 5 positions are going to be open. So Local 241, you all have, I don't know, it looks like a couple dozen positions, more than that for your general elections, but you're having what's called interim elections, and what that means is there were people that resigned or picked out of different locations or passed away, and so that left these openings. So we got 5 openings in Local 241. The General Office Steward, the 103rd Street Garage Maintenance Steward, the 74th Street Garage Maintenance Steward, the Kedzie Garage Executive Board, and the Kedzie Garage Steward. All right, so Kedzie is got these 2 positions. Now, those of you who may not be familiar with the Executive Board, pretty much whenever you do your union work, you're off the clock. But you're compensated by the local for your time away from work. When you're a steward, it's generally a volunteer basis, but I'm not exactly sure how that works in 241, but it doesn't hold the level of authority or power. However, being a union steward for Local 241 does give you a layer of protection when it comes to speaking up for your coworkers. So there's legal precedence here. There's legal protections for you. So long story short, which is kind of long here, and why I'm appealing to you, is quite a few of you are very dissatisfied with the top-down business unionism professed by President Keith Hill. Like some of our officers in Local 308, he has a nasty reputation of threatening and belittling members with whom he disagrees. I've witnessed this. I've been witness to first-hand accounts, numerous second-hand accounts. The evidence is absolutely overwhelming. And those who criticize him risk suspension or losing their jobs. I mean, it's totally out of control. And I'm privy to information because a lot of members feel they have nowhere to run sometimes, and they'll call the Justice Coalition. They'll call our phone number 224-935. I forgot, but it's on our website, ChicagoTransitWorker.com. But and they'll call and they're just overwhelmed, and they don't know where to turn, and we have to try to encourage coworkers. Look, the union officers, President Keith Hill, President Dixon, Deborah Lane, Toy Bowers, all these people work for us. They are not our superiors. They are not our bosses, and so what we got to do is we got to change the dynamic and let them know that they are not our overlords or gods or superiors. We are theirs, and they are to serve us. So, but one way to do that is to start nominating and running candidates who believe in serving the members, not being slave masters over the members. Okay, and that's what we don't need. So, and I know you may say, what the hell? They got this Local 308 member. Why does he care about what happens in Local 241? It's simple. It's simple. We're in the same union. We're just in different locals. It's just a different local number. And the officers, they want to bring me and other organizers up on dual unionism charges. It's just not going to stick because we're in the same union. We work for the same company, all right? And we collectively bargain for the same contract. Moreover, Local 241 is the largest union at the Chicago Transit Authority. The largest, by far. So whatever actions Local 308 might do or get involved with, it's going to be more effective with 241. Okay, and in fact, it's not very effective without 241. the strikes of 1968, 1979 were Local 241 were busts, but the rail, kind of went with that and all the crafts and all that stuff. So Local 241, you are the key to establishing, first of all, union democracy, all right, and making sure tyrants no longer rule our unions, and second of all, towards making sure that we have a contract that's worth fighting for, and to have the best possible working conditions. So both of our unions, Local 308, Local 241, are steeped in corruption. And at Local 308, the members have been pushing hard for union meetings. We were really pushing for virtual union meetings, but it's been next to impossible to get it. But the pressure has paid off, in that we've had quite a few months. We've had just a few months with no union meetings because of the pandemic. So whether they were outside or whether okay, everybody wear a mask and space yourself, whatever was done to accommodate the meetings was done. But at your local, at 241, you haven't had a union meeting for 12 months. It's going to be 12 months a year. The bedrock of union democracy is the union meeting. It's the only way where you can hold President Hill and all the officers accountable. Make sure they do their jobs on the record. And it's the only way that you, as members of 241, can actually democratically direct the direction of your union. So whether the president wants to do something or not, when you have the numbers and the votes, and when you have the motion presented, seconded, voted upon, and won, you take over the union. You take over the meeting. So whether the president agrees with you or not, he has to carry out your will as the members who are present at the meeting. But you haven't had that. And that's actually, and they say there's this letter from the international. Look, even the international constitution has no real section that addresses a pandemic. So you got to have virtual union meetings. But see, what you've had and what we've had some of is what these call informational Zoom meetings and Facebook live videos on a private group with the president. He only lets the people who don't criticize him in, and that's not democracy. That's not a union. That's like a church or something, or a secret society or a club. Okay, so your chance to get union democracy established is cut off at the neck when you don't have a union meeting. So Sister Bridget says, how should we reach out to members to get involved with this coalition? So the Justice Coalition, we have this public Facebook page, and that you see it linked in here. We also have a website, chicagotransitworker.com, and we have you can text us, and I'm going to put that phone number. It's just it fell right on my head. We got a phone number you can text for more information. Anything that you want to do or that you need, you can send it to us, and someone will respond to you. And thanks for the question. Let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, so the only way to get this union democracy back, outside of decertifying and voting in a new union, which is very risky because that will leave us open not so much to so-called disciplinary issues as much as you got to get all the people that decertified to come back and join the new union. And some people might just be, especially because we're now with the Janus law, they'll just say, nah, I ain't gonna bother with it. We'll see what happens. And so outside of decertification, the members of 241 and 308 has to organize public action, direct action on the job, and union reformation. And we have all kinds of resources to help you do this at chicagotransitworker.com. And the Chicago Transit Justice Coalition is a resource to help you, as a member, reform Local 241 and organize actions for our contract, hazard pay, full-time jobs, and the needs that we have as workers. However, many of the officers in our locals work very, very hard to crush member-led initiatives, whether it's action or things for accountability. The members have no voice, basically, and our presidents play fast and loose with the union bylaws to fit their agenda to control us. But the one bylaw that they always stick with, you can count on them following it to the letter, is a bylaw regarding when it's time to raise the dues. Although the officer steward elections are only a small part of making a strong union, I thought, and I spoke with the other organizers, and they all agree, that it is important to encourage those of you who are tired of the corruption at Local 241 to run for office, to run for these positions. And you notice there's a lot of openings in maintenance, and maintenance is often overlooked. I'm in maintenance on the rail side. So if you're tired of this corruption, you got to run for office. You got to nominate candidates or each other, whatever you got to do. You can even nominate yourself. But that's up to you. Seek your own heart and the heart of others. Those who want to serve the members and believe the union officer is not a boss over the member need to run for office. You don't think the union officers are our boss and we need to obey them and suffer whatever they do for 3 years? Then you need to run. You need to run. You need to nominate. You need to be nominated. You need to nominate if you want. If not, then you should do something, though, to make the union stronger. But this message is to get you all to run for these, because there's 5 vacancies. We need to fill them, because if we don't fill these vacancies with people like you that care about making sure that the union is not just some church or some religious or cult-like group where you have to obey some fake chain of command and obey the president of the union like he's some kind of god or she. You have an obligation to do something, and one opportunity is to run for fill these seats, because I guarantee you, President Hill, just like any president, is going to pull people to the side. Hey, man, I want you to run for office. I want you to run for this spot. I want you to run for... So then they can keep their power base. They can keep it strong. And if their power base is based on narcissistic motivations, it's not going to be good for the members in the long term. Okay, it will benefit individuals who pledge their loyalty to the president or to whoever is the union boss, but that is not substantial. That is not substantial. That is not sustainable. If you allow cynicism to discourage you, it is guaranteed that Keith Hill will place candidates who will be under his control in these spots. I guarantee it. And I know what you're saying. The union ain't this. It's never been good. I've been here for 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. It's always the same thing. But that's because we allow it to be that way as the members. Simple. Okay? A lot of us admire CTU. Guess what? CTU just used to be just like ATU. Corrupt. Oh, we'll just grieve it later. Don't worry. Just call the union office. We'll take care of you. Until it was members like you, like me, that formed organizations like CORE, like Chicago Transit Justice Coalition, and began to organize actions and inspire new leadership to stand up and fight. Not beg, not react, but to be proactive and to fight. And then you saw one of them, Karen Lewis, ended up becoming president, right, of the CTU and led their first strike in many years. So see the letters in the link of this video. In this video, there's a whole description with a synopsis of what I just said to you. and there's 2 letters in there, and they describe to you the nomination process. You got to have your nominations in by at your location. If you work at any of these locations, 103rd Maintenance, 74th Maintenance, Kedzie Transportation, Kedzie or General Office, you got to have your nominations in by March 22nd. That is in a couple days. That's in a couple days. Okay, so share this video with people that you think are good to run and say, hey man, General Office, do you work in a General Office? Are you, are you a reprographics technician? Are you a clerk? Are you a laborer? That you can run for General Office, okay? So finally, if you pledge to fight for union democracy and reject the corrupt methods of business unionism, you will help build a new foundation that will lead Local 241 and Local 308 on the path towards being a militant union that strikes fear into the wealthy power brokers of our city. It's guaranteed. That's how history is proving it to happen. And if we follow that blueprint, it's going to happen. So we must cultivate new leadership among the stewards and the executive board members that will serve the members and empower them to democratically direct the union. We also need new leaders who are bold enough to condemn President Keith Hill's abuse of members who criticize his administration. We don't need friends of politicians and managers who will beg for our jobs, who will do horse trading in secret meetings for things that we need or things that they want. We need firebrands of truth who will inspire co-workers to collectively stand against injustice and reject collective punishment. Are you ready for change? Now is the time to be the change and make it happen. Peace. We got a couple little comments here, I think. Let me just scroll through this. Sister Bridget, and they're taking our money every month. We should have a stronger voice. Absolutely. And check this out, Local 241. Part of your money, your dues, pays for the coordination and staffing for the union meeting, the promotion of the union meeting. And you actually have, I think it's the first Tuesday of the month. I could be wrong. But the way your bylaws have it, you have union meetings throughout the day. So everyone on every shift can come to the union meeting. Okay, so now you've been paying all these dues for 12 months, but you've had no union meetings. You need to talk amongst yourselves. Maybe say, hey, you know what? We need to make a motion. We need to make a petition and let President Hill, we want a discount on our dues, because as long as you're canceling meetings and there's no administrative issues dealing with the meetings, that saves money. So the members need a break on that. But you should also push, and we did this in our protest in December at the Local 241 office, demand virtual union meetings, virtual charter union meetings, where you can pass motions, where you can vote on spending, where you can vote on grievances. It's being done. They say, oh, the international won't let us. Man, look. International, I guarantee you, they care about one thing, and that's per capita tax. They want their cut of our dues. And they'll give us whatever. Y'all want steward classes, y'all want training. They'll send people out and get you what you need, okay? You need signs for a picket and a protest. That's what they'll do for you. Just send them their money. They really don't care about all this little stuff. Local 843, Bellingham, Washington, has been having virtual charter meetings for almost the entire pandemic. So they're telling you we can't have virtual meetings because this. They make all these excuses. But, in Washington, they're making it happen. There's other locals that are making it happen. Don't accept the excuses. It's your union. Local 241 members, stand up. Find some candidates. If you're not any of these locations, Maybe you know someone at 103rd Maintenance. Maybe you know someone at 74th Maintenance. Maybe you know someone in transportation at Kedzie Garage, okay? Let them know. Tell them, hey, man, you care about the union. We were talking about how corrupt it is. Man, you go nominate yourself. You know what I mean? That's it. Thanks so much. We'll put the phone number for the Justice Coalition. I apologize, it like slipped. And again, ChicagoTransitWorker.com. Thanks a lot for listening and watching. Definitely post your comments and your questions, and definitely like and share this video everywhere. Peace.